Hi guys, Iron Cameraman here. Well, dear friends, it's a case where there's no point in telling you that part 2 of episode 77 was pretty epic and intriguing. You've seen it all and you know how many interesting things happened there. But the thing is that because part 2 is 3 minutes long, you probably missed a lot of secrets and details that are very important for understanding what it was all about. For example, have you wondered why Pav Cameraman suddenly saw her human face instead of Camerawoman's normal face, and this despite the fact that we've never seen such a thing in the show before? Or why did Skibidi SWAT draw an arrow and a question mark next to the secret agent? Also, what happened to the cameramen and how did they improve so quickly that they can even stand up to Astro toilets? These and many other questions will be answered today, so watch from beginning to end without rewinding. And let's break a record today. As soon as there are 5,000 likes, I will immediately make another video with new details that no one knows about. Anyway, here we go. As usual, at the beginning of the episode, we see the end of the previous one, but with a notable difference. A cool soundtrack, foreshadowing the epic. Suddenly, a pair of Astros attack from the back of GigaChad Mutant. One of them we saw in the 75th, and his partner was killed in the last part. It seems they briefly split up, and that was their fatal mistake. GigaChad rushes in to attack the former, while the latter is attacked by Michael Jackson and Strider Cameraman. Meanwhile, the SWAT guy fights a few Astros and loses, falling on his back. Pav Cameraman, who back in the last installment raised his weapon on him, rushes to his aid this time. He easily takes down the smaller Astro with a laser and then switches to the second one. Without thinking long, the latter retreats back to the reinforcements. It would seem that this is the end of our heroes, but it was not to be. The SWAT toilet raises the sickle and launches it at Astro as suddenly it twists, blowing everyone's heads off and coming back like a boomerang. Probably this tool has got such properties thanks to Astro's energy, as we see it glowing orange, while an ordinary sickle is obviously not capable of such a thing. What other powers does this energy hold? We have yet to find out. The SWAT turns back to the operator and chuckles appreciatively. It seems that the debt for the last part, in which the mutant saved the cameraman, has finally been paid. Then he flies away and doesn't even promise to return. The cameraman lowers his gaze and notices a framed photograph on the ground. As you can guess, it was dropped by Skibidi SWAT Toilet. He comes closer to get a look at it. It actually hides quite a lot of details, and if you, like me, like to take them apart, be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my other videos because my channel is all about it. So we see the following inscriptions: Alpha Hills, Special Government Protection Unit, 1986, and a question arrow pointing to Secret Agent. The faces of the characters resemble G-Squad mutants. It also confirms that the picture that pops out belongs to the Skibidi SWAT. The man in the middle is actually the SWAT guy himself, the GigaChad on the right, and the man on the left looks like the infected from the 73rd, whose fate we still don't know. Perhaps he will also become a mutant and join the G-Squad, pleasantly surprising his comrades who thought he was dead. Secret Agent is standing with a man, presumably from the administrative staff, discussing something with another man in uniform. Perhaps the man in the shirt next to him is the same as in the photo from the 70th, but the quality of the image makes it difficult to confirm or deny. But why did the SWAT officer tag the secret agent? Recall that the text on the previous photo says that the government was appointing him to the new administrators for reasons not to be disclosed. That was in '79, so the secret agent has been here for at least 6 years. On Kathy's handheld camera footage, we saw probably the discovery of Cameraman's energy as early as '85. All these details prove that the secret agent, who knew about the Astro invasion in advance, warned the government about it, and the government agreed to create the future alliance under his command, one of the members of which, what a coincidence, is Kathy, Camerawoman. This is where the first agents were created. But what does SWAT officer care about an ordinary administrator? He seems to have worked here himself for a long time, and the secrecy surrounding this place and the secret agent caused him many suspicions. Perhaps in the future we will learn from him about this place and the secret agent in particular. The special status of this facility, Alpha Hills, is also evidenced by the presence of such a special security unit here. Finally, the cameraman is cut off from admiring the photo by an explosion. He turns around and a hit-and-run Astro whizzes past him. firing at DJ but to no avail. Who would have thought that regular Skibidi toilets could compete with Astro toilets, right? The gunfight continues. DJ attacks with lasers, Astro fires back as suddenly his shots freeze in mid-air. As if not, the sound from the speakers has stopped them. Did the Skibidi toilets improve the Speakerman's speakers at the expense of G-Man and scientists' knowledge of Astro, which they themselves once were? Not quite. We first saw the power of sound in episode 44, when the Skibidi toilet's glasses broke, and then in episode 47. Then TV Man Titan reflected back lasers at G-Man as we see them literally fly off of him. Similarly, the Speaker Woman in 61 reflected back the missiles. But back to DJ, he returns the parcel to Astro, and then he is killed, apparently, by the Strider cameraman because the shot is only 1 and too big, and the weapon of the cameraman is behind his back. So he hits, to which Astro responds with a cue. Cameraman blocks with a wrist shield and, using shoulder gas pedals, with a rush, prescribes a second smack. Finally, having humiliated his opponent enough, he pulls out his chopper and slicer from behind his back and chops up Astro for a fancy meal. Then we can see his next upgrade. 2 shoulder cameras, a wrist shield, a sword saw, shoulder boosters that allow you to make sharp jerks at short distances and fly like a jetpack, as well as some device on his left arm and a gun behind his back, which he is about to demonstrate to us on the new Astro. Suddenly, he pulls one of them to him and then takes them out with his huge, powerful double-barreled shotgun. Interestingly enough, the upgrades originally designed for Titans are now being used by regular agents, making them stronger. After shooting a few more, he shields himself from attacks, and at that moment he gets a huge reinforcement of upgraded cameramen. By the way, let's take a closer look at this moment, as it is full of interesting details. Behind one of the cameramen is pushing back, apparently for the loss of expensive uniforms. The sniper in the front is equipped with tactical cat ears. Behind him is another large cameraman with a similar upgrade, and all the agents and equipment emit cameraman's energy. Hence, their production has gone into full swing, and we will see many more of these powerful agents killing Astro in packs. From the roof of the building, damaged SWAT toilet is being examined, and behind him are his damaged comrades, DJ and Michael Jackson. Note that none of the agents, as in the last part, try to attack them. Perhaps the cameramen will even assist them with repair. Also passing in the background are 2 new pieces of equipment. Cameras on wheels, presumably attacking from their lens like a camera strider, of which there are 2 more, as well as repair drones. Such a large accumulation of improved equipment and agents is a direct indication of their counter-offensive effectiveness against Astro and still inexhaustible combat potential. But we're missing another important figure we haven't seen in, you won't believe it, 60 episodes. It's the Orbital camera that appeared once in the 17th episode. We saw the huge explosion it made then, so just imagine what it's capable of after the upgrade. Her power should be comparable to the attacks of the Titans, and I'm thrilled to see the return of this unit, which, unlike the smaller agents and tech, will be capable of hitting large Astros. Perhaps even elites like Duchess or Juggernaut will take significant damage from it. But it's not just the Orbital camera that has returned to put the Astros in their place. 2 objects fly into one of them, removing their helmet and then returning to their host, the camera woman. Her plungers now levitate and are controlled in flight thanks to a device nearer the end of the handle and deal damage with cameraman's energy, as evidenced by the corresponding effect of the blows. The camera woman then utilizes the spine guns with a new attachment. At first glance, it may appear to be tentacles like the large TV man, but a closer look reveals that their design is closer to the TV Titan's back claws. After taking damage, Astro falls down. Like on the leak, it lacks any markings on its forehead and temples, hence it is not an earthbound Skibidi toilet turned Astro toilet and controlled by a collar. And by the way, just like on the leak, you can see the eye pattern below the neck. Already the second big cameraman is using the double barrel again, blowing his opponent's head apart. Giga Chad, noticing the upgraded camera woman, checks out her bow, uttering, "Damn!" But she doesn't even look in his direction, just like the TV woman on the simp, and approaches the cameraman, extending her hand. At this moment, he gets a flashback, though not Vietnamese. in which he clearly sees the camera woman as Kathy when she was still human, and since Defook once again left us without subtitles, the second half of the phrase sounds like "until the end," and the first half leaves you puzzled, but I personally heard "death's won until the end." Anyway, write your variant of what you heard. As for that scene with Camera Woman's face, it's definitely a flashback as we don't see the secret agent hacking and recording error, hence it proves once again that the agents were human. The slight interference, on the other hand, is an artistic transition to cover up the face change nicely. It also means that our cameraman was directly acquainted with Kathy and therefore can play an important role in the future, telling us, the audience, the backstory of the series. This is the second flashback in the series and obviously not the last. In the new image, Camera Woman also has a few interesting details. The first is the old cameras on her shoulders. The second is the attached tapes, on one of which you can see two people. It's not hard to guess that these could be shots of Kathy with Dave, aka the Plunger, because the Plunger was dear to her, and so she decided to additionally make reminders of the memory of her love in this way. The cameraman accepts the help and shows a like, to which the camera woman nods in response, and the episode comes to an end there. What can I say? Part 2 came out very epic, and Part 3 and 4 will be even more epic as there will be Titans and even G-Man. By the way, tomorrow I will have a video about what we are waiting for in the third part of the 77th episode, and since we often guessed many things in advance, which happened in the series, and this time it will not be an exception. That's why subscribe to the channel, so you will not miss the next videos. Also rate with a like if you like this video, and write in the comments how you like the episode. It was Iron Cameraman. Bye-bye, friends.